I know I'm not going to be the first one to do a video on this, but it happened earlier this morning, late last night, something. Anyways, thought today was going to be a nice, peaceful day. Nothing major going on in the sports world. Um, and then I rolled out of bed and I checked Bleacher Report like I do every morning. And for my favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles, the notification was something that Lesean McCoy had said that is criminally fucking stupid. Lesean McCoy, for those of you who don't know, is claiming that Chip Kelly and every move he has made this offseason, or, take it even further, since he took over, is racially motivated. Saying that the releases of Trent Cole, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin not being re-signed, and the trading of LeSean McCoy himself all have to do with the fact that those players are black. Now, I'm going to try my best to do this in a way where it doesn't make me look like I'm a racist, because I'm not. But, LeSean, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's go through these one by one. First, let's start with Deshaun Jackson, because he was released last year. Why was Deshaun Jackson released? Well, as one of the people, as Pete Schlegel from Pro Football Spot had mentioned, reason he, Deshaun Jackson was cut, is because he was a pain in the ass. And he had been a pain in the ass not just since Chip Kelly got there, but since like 2011 when Andy Reid was still there. He bitches and moans about a new contract being wanted every 2 to 3 weeks, and he was a headache. He was a headache. It had nothing to do with the fact he was black. He just happened to be black while also being a pain in the ass. Emphasis on pain in the ass. Nothing to do with the fact he's black. Now, look at Chip Kelly's draft history. Yes, in 2013, he did draft Lane Johnson and Zach Ertz, who happened to be white, but they were right where they were supposed to be drafted. They were positions of need and the best player available at those positions. Yes, Lane Johnson is white. Yes, Zach Ertz is white, but that has nothing to do with the fact, that Chip Kelly is a racist. Because you look at 2014, Marcus Smith was the first round pick. He turned out to be a complete bust and doesn't have a single fucking tackle in his career after a full season. But last I checked, Marcus Smith is black. Marcus Smith is black. Like, very black. Blacker than me, but black. Alright, so let's go to free agency this year. And yes, they released Trent Cole, and yes, Trent Cole is black. And, his counterpart on the other side went to the same college as him, and Connor Barwin is white. The reason Trent Cole was cut is because Trent Cole is getting up there in age and was getting pretty fucking expensive. He had a, cap hit of somewhere between $7 to $10 million. I'm not sure. But he was also in his 30s, and his production had gone down over the past year since they moved him to a 3-4 defense. He's a true 4-3 defensive end. He was out of position, and he's in his early 30s too. We can get cheaper, we can get younger. His replacement, Brandon Graham, black. Marcus Smith, as I mentioned before, black. Had nothing to do with race for Trent Cole at all. Now, Jeremy Maclin. Jeremy Maclin is black too. But the reason Jeremy Maclin left is because of free agency. He got a better deal working with the coach that drafted him in Andy Reid. He also went back home to Kansas City. Remember, Jeremy Maclin's from Kansas City, Missouri. So he got a chance to play in his home state, in his hometown for the coach that drafted him, and he got more money. That's everything that an NFL player would want. Money, another opportunity with the coach that drafted you, who thinks that you're one of the best receivers in the league. You fit the system perfectly. You're back in your home city too. The reason Philly didn't re-sign him is because we weren't willing to pay him $11 million a year. $11 million a year. I didn't think he was worth $11 million a year. And it's not because he's black. It has everything to do with the fact that what I see on film, he's still, to me, worth only about 7 tops. That has nothing to do with the fact that Jeremy Maclin is black. And then Lesean McCoy. He was traded for Kiko Alonso. Now, Kiko Alonso is, I'm pretty sure he's Hawaiian. I'm pretty sure he's Hawaiian. Or he's white. Whatever. If that's what this is, and it's because he was traded for a white middle linebacker, then that's just sad. But Lesean McCoy is just bitching and moaning because he wanted to stay in Philadelphia, because he's from Philadelphia, but we weren't willing to pay him the massive salary that he had. Chip Kelly wants to bring more guys that he trusts. He didn't trust Lesean McCoy, and the reason he didn't trust Lesean McCoy is because Lesean McCoy all of last year spent the entire season bitching about how he doesn't get along with Chip Kelly and his philosophies and the coaching staff. Why would Chip want to keep someone who openly talks to the media about how much of a pain in the ass coach is? So again, nothing to do with race. He just wanted to bring in a character guy. Look at the guys that he brought in to replace Lesean McCoy. Ryan Matthews, he's black too. DeMarco Murray is blacker as far as skin color than Lesean McCoy. Now, that's truly talking about the African American players from Philly that were replaced. Now, there were also, if Chip Kelly is such a massive racist, then why were some of the white players on the team replaced with black players? Anyone got an answer for that? Maybe it's because Chip Kelly's not a racist. Think about it. His quarterback last year, Nick Foles, just like me, just as white as me. Who was he replaced with? Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford's half black and half Native American. If Chip Kelly was a racist, I don't think that Nick Foles is getting traded. Todd Harriman's? Yeah, Todd Harriman's pretty white too. I saw a stat in an article on Bleacher Report today where 7, Eagles players from last year that aren't on the team this year are black. And there are 4 players that left the team this year that were white. Now you look at the players brought in, there were 8 black players. So we lost 7 black players, we brought in 8. We lost 4 white players, we brought in 3. Something tells me that Chip Kelly isn't a racist and Lesean McCoy is just a fucking dumbass. And until any proof is given to me that Chip Kelly is a racist, I'm sorry, Lesean McCoy, I liked you while you were here in Philadelphia, but now that you're gone, you're kind of a fucking dumbass. And nothing's going to change my mind until conclusive proof came out that all of these moves were racially motivated. And I don't see that happening, because if that were the case, look at this year's draft. Look at some of the players he's brought in. Jordan Matthews, black. Josh Huff, black. Nelson Aguilar, black. Eric Rowe, black. Do you get my point? Do you get my point? There are just as many black players on the team this year as there were last year and the year before. Just as many white players as there were this year, last year, and the year before. I get it. Just because I'm Canadian does not mean that I don't get, the racial, situation in the United States. I get all of that. There is severe concerns. But for fuck's sake, Lesean, get your head out of your ass. You were traded because you were too expensive and you were a pain in the ass. Emphasis on the pain in the ass and expensive part. Just because you were black while doing that, that does not mean that he did it because you're black. He replaced you with 2 more black players. I know athletes, like Charles Barkley said, aren't supposed to be role models. They're really not. They are, though. So when you're being paid $10 million a year, at least sound like you're not a total fucking dumbass. That's all I ask. Just try to say something smart. Don't go off and say, well, because I'm now, I'm not in my home city playing for my hometown team, and now I'm in Buffalo, and I don't want to be in Buffalo. The only reason I'm in Buffalo is because the person pulling the strings back there was racist. When there's no fucking proof, and he's showing quite the opposite by trading white players for black players for more black players. This isn't the 1940s Eagles. This is the 2015 Eagles. Hence why there aren't that many white players on the team. So I know damn well Lesean McCoy is not watching this, but can someone please tell Lesean McCoy that it's best he might just keep his fucking mouth shut?